Yeah, very disappointing. I think our boys have had a good chat about the way they want to prepare for this week and the way they want to play this week, and we'd be expecting a much better effort than certainly the last 2 weeks.
Any danger that you're ever on holiday a week when you know you see
I don't think so. Certainly our guys know this week is about restoring a bit of pride in themselves for themselves, and the way they've trained this week, certainly wouldn't think they've been on holiday, no.
You said all along that you're about improvement this year.
Yep.
When you look back now, do you think you've got that improvement?
In certain areas we have. Certainly the first half of the year, I think it's on record that we improved quite a bit. The injuries have taken a toll on the club. The players and the coaches probably haven't handled that as well as we could have. But again, if we win tomorrow night, then we've won more games than we have at this club in 10 years. So there's improvement there as well.
Do you still view it with a bit of disappointment, though?
Oh, it's been a very disappointing last 7 weeks. There's no doubt. Disappointing the way we've performed. Disappointing we haven't been able to get up for a win. But I think that the most disappointing part has been the last couple of weeks against Carlton and Richmond, where the games have really blown out, and we're probably lucky to be as close as we were in both those games.
What do you want to see from Saturday night that hasn't been there in the last few weeks?
A win would be nice. That would be the ultimate. I just think the intensity around the ball and the ability to run the game out. I think there's no doubt Richmond and Carlton both outspread us, so there's a big emphasis on being able to run the game out and compete both inside the contest and outside as well.
You spoke a few weeks ago if you were dislike for Hawthorn, and obviously there's a massive rivalry with the Tide. Would it be nice to, derail their rolling train heading into the finals?
I don't live too far from Nathan Buckley, so I won't say that. He might come around and throw things at my house, but it's not about the Collingwood. I mean, they've got their final series to play and they've got their team to play. This is about us, I think, restoring pride for ourselves and making sure that we go into 2013 with some confidence that we do know how to play football.
Old Thompson said earlier in the week that the guys have perhaps got ahead of themselves midway through the year. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, maybe. Look, it's hard to know whether they got ahead of themselves, whether injuries caught up with them, whether the training loads caught up with them, whether they're ready to perform for 22 weeks with the group we've got. We'll sit down at the end of the year and have a good look at the reasons why we think we tipped over at the end, and how we do it better next year.
Another two soft issues on the weekend. I know we talk about it with you every week. You say nothing's going to change too drastically, so can you guarantee Dean Roberts will be there next year?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a contract for another couple of years and he'll be working with us next year.
Any thought of getting in some talk, perhaps getting in a fitness person here, looking at the strength side of things?
Not really, no. I think we'll do a review of every area when we finish the year, and certainly the coaching side of it, the football side of it, and the fitness and medical side of it as well, like we do every year. And things will always change. Things change slightly because you want to do things better, but there won't be drastic changes. Look, I think that the biggest thing you learn as a coach is that week in, week out, you've got to turn up to prepare like it's a new week, and trying to keep your best players on the ground is really important, but also trying to keep them to a training level and intensity week in, week out is something that is the coach's job, and I think that I'd like to do that a little bit better than I did this year. No, I'll do that my way, yeah.
Seeing Carlton being the favourite son gives you a little bit of time, but not that much time to sort of produce the goods. Are you expecting a little bit more heat on yourself next year if you go down a similar path?
If we don't win, this heat will come. That's the job. So we're under no illusion that we've got to win games and play better than what we've been playing. And if we do that, then the rest will take care of itself. I think every coach goes into this job knowing that you got to win games of footy, and you got to get your club up the top of the ladder as quickly as you can. Because if you don't, then someone else will get to go. So that's the nature of the job, and I don't think any coach fears that. They go about their job and try and do the best of their ability.
You keep saying improvement's the goal, but at some stage, I guess the goal is to see something tangible for it. Is it at any stage where you need to say we need to play finals?
Look, I think if you're not improving the whole time, then you're going backwards. So improvement is the goal, and if you improve enough, then you will play finals. And end up playing in grand finals and hopefully winning them. So I've never been one to focus on that end goal. We'll focus every week on improving what we do, and we've done some of that this year, and some of it we haven't. Yeah, it's great. Angus has been a great servant for our club. Played a lot of really good footy. He actually played very well last week, I thought. Kicked 3 goals, and 150 is fantastic for him.
It's obviously important for him to have that decent game last week after average.
Angus is like a lot of the players this year. Had a hamstring, missed 3 weeks, came back in to a couple of weeks to get back to the level he wanted to, and then played well last week. So the good thing about Gus is you can play him on the ball, you can play him forward, and he's very consistent when he's fit, and has played a lot of very good football for us. And I think those 3 goals were a just reward for him on the weekend. Out of those debutants, I think both Mark Bagley and Corey Delolia have been, real highlights for us this year, and coming in the first year as mature players. I think Nick O'Brien on the weekend showed he's going to be a player. Elliot Kavanagh did some good things in his first game, and so there's some good quality there. And I think the development of both Carlisle and also Alex Brown too. Alex I think played 2 games last year and played five this year, and probably be a better player than we thought we were going to get at the pick we got. So that's really exciting for us as well.
So David, back. Where's he at in terms of next year? Is he likely to be here?
Definitely. Oh, not definitely. That's a decision he's got to make, but he's got a contract in front of him. We'd like him to stay. Really keen for David to stay. We see him as a big part of our ruck division. I think, going into the season with Tom, David, Paddy Ryder, and also Joe Danaher next year gives us some real strength in that area. So, he's a required player, and there's a contract there for him. So, I know there's a lot of rumour and innuendo around this time of the year, but we're very hopeful David stays with us next year.
Just the 1 year?
We don't talk about what those contracts are, but he's been offered a contract.
In terms of how in terms of his role, is he sort of accepting that he might be perhaps the 3rd ruckman then next year if he plays on?
No, he's not accepting of anything. I think he's accepting that he wants to, get back and play some really good football. He had a fantastic pre-season, hurt himself early in the pre-season, played some really good games in the middle of the year, has got a lot to offer us next year and himself. So, I think with everything that every player in every position is up to form and performance. And if you perform, then you'll play.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.